It began with the forging of a group of 6 travelers in the early years of the second millennium in a land known as the Middle West. Their destination was the faraway land Aotearoa, New Zealand. Some were drawn there by a love of a certain movie franchise, others because it sounded like fun. So it was that they set out on March the 4th, 2025. However, their plans were thwarted by mighty winds, and while their leader Sage was able to get tickets for the next day, a snowstorm was coming for Minneapolis that night. It was as if someone was trying to stop them from leaving. But the snow abated, and it was off to the airport again. It was there, while walking to the gate, that Dale the Elder saw the most unlikely person imaginable.
It's me. It's your Sam. Don't you know your Sam?
Yes, Sean Astin. In Minneapolis, at the airport they were at, as they were about to fly to the land where that trilogy was filmed, that trilogy that was so beloved by many of them, and Mr. Astin playing one of the most prominent characters. Trepidatiously they approached him, and Katie, the matriarch, told him their flight was delayed so they could meet him. He responded his flight was delayed by a blizzard so he could meet them, and kindly telling them that he was in the middle of a contract negotiation, gave the parting words, "Say hello to all my Hobbit friends." So feeling blessed by this unlikely good omen, they boarded their flight, and nearly a day later, they found themselves setting foot on the other side of the world. Upon landing, there was no time to tarry, and they were off to pick up their car. Dale was befuddled by its modern gadgetry.
Ask yourself, how do I work this?
So Sage found herself behind the wheel of a large automobile and acclimated to driving in this left-sided land quickly. After a short stop before leaving Auckland, where they observed how even the sky and foliage already seemed unique, they headed for their first destination, the Opal Hot Springs near Matamata. There, some of the company enjoyed the motel's hot springs pools. Later, they walked the Tawaiha Walkway to Blue Spring, where the water was so pure as to appear blue, a feature they would witness in many of the waters in this country. Pure water has a cyan color caused by a weak absorption in the red part of the visible spectrum.
This is cute.
The next day, early on a misty morning, they packed their things and traveled just a short distance, first by car, and then by bus to the magical land of Hobbiton.
Hobbs Cutting. That is where the Alexander family farm first appeared in the Lord of the Rings trilogy filmed here at Hobbiton. Very shortly we're going to encourage some voiceovers and crazy wizard laughs, and here it comes, so get ready.
That voice belongs to James, their exceptional guide. The original movie set was destroyed after the trilogy, but there was so much interest by later sightseers that when they reconstructed it for the Hobbit trilogy, the farmer whose land it was on requested they made it permanent.
Down from the door where it began, now far ahead the road has gone. I must follow if I can.
Me through the hedge. He comes from about this part right here. Hello, I'm over here.
He's cute, right?
So hollow plaster, real hardwood frames, everything's created from scratch.
They were invited into a hobbit hole, where some felt like they fit right in. Others, not so much. The level of craftsmanship in its construction and detailing was undeniable, though. Afterwards, it was off to the Green Dragon for refreshments. And then it was time for second breakfast, which was quite the spread. Sadly, they could not stay in Hobbiton forever. But their next destination, besides having some surprise animal welcomers,
Hey, Wolf. Aww. You're so cute. I was like, follow me.
was their very own hobbit hole. It wasn't as rustic as in the Shire, but it was still very cozy. After a brief rest, they were off to the Waitomo glowworm caves. The caves and the guided tours are given by the Maori people, who are its owners and stewards. As a sacred site, no pictures were allowed inside. In the glowworm part of the cave, the young Maori woman guided their boat through complete darkness, save for the light of the glowworm constellations, while all remained silent. It was a beautiful and meditative end to their tour. Afterwards, it was back to their hobbit hole for a well-deserved rest. After all, it was another big day tomorrow.